What's up, everybody? This is Dan from the Fundamentals with another unboxing video. This time, they've done the Disney Villainous. You may have seen it before. Maleficent, Scar, all your favorite Disney character villains battling it out. But they were not content to stick to only one Disney property because, of course, Disney owns literally everything. So, Ravensburger has decided to expand into Marvel with Villainous Infinite Power. Marvel Villainous. Yes. Follows the same kind of scheme as all the other ones, where it has the sort of different color. When you line them all up, they all have a different color. And then on the front, they have sort of a mascot villain. They've had Maleficent and Scar and I think the Evil Queen for each of the different ones. And this is Marvel. So the front is naturally Thanos, and he, of course, has his glove outlined all shiny. Which villain are you? Dominate the Marvel Universe. As an iconic villain, follow your own twisted path to victory, using sinister abilities to take on other villains and mighty taskmasters from across the universe. Choose from Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Killmonger, and interestingly, Taskmaster, who all of them, of course, naturally are probably the most famous characters in the most famous villains outside of Loki, of course. I don't know why Loki's not in this, but he's kind of graduated to hero now, hasn't he? Taskmaster has not appeared yet. He is going to be the villain in, I believe, the Black Widow film, but I could be wrong. With all the fun things. Game designed by Prospero Hall, all that kind of stuff. And these are the lovely, up here, these are the lovely movers that you use. But we don't have to look, we will. Look inside. Take a look, it's in a box, it's Disney Villainous. Villainous instructions, it has all the things that you need to play the game, the Fate deck. All the fun things that you need, all the bits and bobs in the vault, and how to move, how to play villain cards. We have our villain mats. We have Hela. Soon, all Odin and all his holdings shall be mine. You can see her. Hela's objective: have a combination of 8 allies and soul marks and no opposing characters at Odin's vault. Get all of her different parts of the tree. Taskmaster, I can counter anything you throw at me. I can mimic and adapt to any move you make. I can anticipate any blow. Yes, if you're not familiar with Taskmaster, his shtick is that he has a perfectly photographic memory down to a physical eidetic memory. So he can copy people's abilities. So his sort of traditional getup, if you look at him, is he has Captain America's shield, Black Knight's sword, and he can shoot as well as Hawkeye. He's as tactical as Cap. He has a sword fighting a Black Knight. He can't copy superpowers, but anything else he's about as good. So he's interesting. Taskmaster's objective is to have 4 allies with 5 or more stealth, 5 or more strength, and each at a different location. You can see his institute, training room, Camp Hammond, the armory. Killmonger, looking more like a comics Killmonger than MCU Killmonger. I believe uses a hat like that at one point, but why would you cover up Michael B. Jordan's face? I will show the world Wakanda's true face, and they will kneel before us in fear. You can see his objective: take control of the mines and relocate 2 explosives to any domain other than your own. So Warrior Falls, that's where they where they're trying to decide who the king is, Institute of Technology, the Great Mound, and the Golden City, of course. And finally, not finally, we have Thanos. I hold the galaxy in my palm, ready to crush it like an eggshell. Yes, Josh Brolin's here, and he, of course, as always, wants to collect the 6 Infinity Stones at Sanctuary, at Titan, at the Infinity Well, and in Nowhere. Much more comics focused. Obviously, they're influenced by the MCU because that's the most popular version, but they're taking a comics thing for this. So if you're a fan of the comics, there's a lot of little bits in here. Humans are hopeless, vicious, filthy, selfish, fearful. A fungus so infective, a fungoso infection for which there is only one cure. The rage of Ultron. I guess that's a thing. I am not good. And then reveal the Age of Ultron. So he kind of has more of a timed bit. Those are his areas. James Bader. And then they each come with a... Oops. They each come with a mover. So again, it's not co-op, it's competitive. So we have Thanos here with it's a mix of his gauntlet and his sort of pointy helmet. Oh, who's on the back? I forgot to notice. There's Loki. Loki's on the back of the box. Maybe there'll be a second Villainous. Ooh, we shall see. We shall see. But Marvel. But here is, because they could have the Yellow Jacket. They could have Loki. They have a few options still. But there's Thanos. They all very chunky movers. Kind of, you can see the heavy seam line, which, prefer not to. But a little glittery. Very nice. You have Ultron's with his face, his kind of neck, and kind of looking, they're very stylized, as they all tend to do with these. I really like these. Here is Taskmaster's looking for all the world, like Cobra Commander, but I love the detail on the back. That's his sword, and on his base, if you can see, is his shield. So that's very nice. Killmonger has his shield as well, and his mask atop of a spear. Very neat for that one. They're not super thick plastic, but they are, they feel good. It could be heavier duty, but, what are you going to expect? These games are like $30, so. And then Hela, looking very much like herself before she opens her arms out and everything. Very cool little figure. Each of them evoking the character very nicely. And then this is Odin's Vault that you store these cardboards in that are counters that Hela and the different villains use. And that's right by the center of the table. And then we have in here so instead of a traditional booklet, we have a villain guide for Hela, which they open up and tell you what all of their different cards and fate cards do. And everything, her objectives, soul marks. Taskmaster has one. Killmonger. Thanos. And then we have our reference cards that show all the different objectives. Because the thing is, because it's competitive, and everyone it's asymmetrical. That's the term I'm looking for. It's asymmetrical. So none of you are competing for the same things. You're all competing for different things. So you have to be able to balance your ability to accomplish your goal with stopping other people's abilities to accomplish their goals. So here we have some cards. I do like when they do this. It saves plastic. Oh, there we go. These are big heavy duty objective cards. You have the Infinity Stones that all do different things when you have them. We have Claw, as not played by Andy Serkis, but with his fun arm. Control of the minds, that's what needs to do. Transformation, things for Ultron, and then Age of Ultron. So let's Ultron win. And the box has a nice little thing there, so they go in. Come on. Then a lot of little decks, because everyone has their own deck. So this is the Thanos deck. There we go. Come on. Thanos deck. What did it cost? Oh, the cards are interesting. They're not like playing cards. What did it cost? A stone is found. And then Drax the Destroyer. There he is, old Dave Bautista. Adam Warlock, looking like a gender-bent Captain Marvel. Yeah, very comics-heavy Gamora, Nebula. Honestly, a nice mix of MCU and comics here. Sacrifices must be made, and then Black Dwarf, Corvus Glaive, Ebony Maw, aka Squidward, Legions of Thanos, A Small Price to Pay, Consult the Well. So basically you play these as kind of your actions in a turn. So those are Thanos's. These are Killmonger's. You see with his flag on the back and his mask. Black Panther gains 2 strength while in Killmonger's domain. The Dora Milaje. Everett K. Oh, that's Martin Freeman, but not because this is comics. Harut Zarai, Okoye. Wakanda Forever. Interesting. Stolen Antiquities. The Dogs of War. So these are like minions. King, Wakabi, Rook. But yeah, look, you can see from they don't show his face necessarily, but that's very clearly based off of the movie. Yeah, that is very clearly Michael B. Jordan's, but definitely is. Taunt, explosives, weapons cache, armored rhino, hell yeah. Overpower, Rage of Kilulina, Stolen Wisdom. And then we have these, which are, I believe, events that happen. So, oh no, the Avengers can assemble. Lockdown at the Raft, which is the comics extra super double extreme chocolate covered villain prison that no one can escape. Helicarrier shows up. Brainium is too protected, and then Black Widow can show up. Captain America wearing a very silly kind of costume. So they're using the Avengers movie A, but he's got weird gauntlets. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers herself. The Falcon with some weird wings. Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. The Hulk, who is the Hulk. Iron Man. Nick Fury being Samuel L. Jackson, as he always is. Oh, She-Hulk. That's a nice inclusion. You don't see her much in things. I mean, I love She-Hulk. And hope she gets to be in the MCU soon. But you don't see her featured sometimes, so that's very nice. And then Thor, who is not bearded and definitely not Chris Hemsworth. The Vision. Yeah, so we have all the different Avengers who can show up and foil your evil plans. Then we have the other 3 decks here, which we'll go through as quickly as possible, assuming I can open it. So this is going to be Hela's, where Fate intervenes. Really exciting stuff, people. I know, watching me struggle to get a pack of cards open, but such is the way of entertainment. Fate intervenes, revive souls. Is that Thor who died? Interesting. The Odin Force. There's Angela from The Office, I guess. Balder the Brave, the Valkyries, Conquer Valhalla, then we have the Draugr Swordsman, Fenris, Leah, who's, I think that's Loki as a child, Midgard Serpent, the Disir, Death's Embrace, Hell to Pay, gotta love that, Marked by Death, the Night Sword, Soul for Soul, Hand of Glory, Hela's Bidding, and Raise the Dead. Being the Queen of the Dead, she naturally hangs out with the dead quite a bit. And this is... Oh, this is Ultron. Oh, and right off the bat, you get Wonder Man. There's a deeper cut, although he doesn't have his sunglasses. That's kind of lame. But yeah, Wonder Man is the character who is in the comics, not the movies, because Wonder Man doesn't exist. His personality and mental processes were copied onto the Vision. The Wasp, Scarlet Witch. Oh, these are fake. Yeah, these are fake cards that they have. So these are things that can oppose you. Mockingbird. There's Hank Pym, the creator of Ultron. The activation switch, which is never good to have when you're a villain. Molecular Rearrangers. Invasion of Stark Enterprises. Screw Tony Stark. Then you have his allies, Alchema. The Duplicate Sentries. Flying Sentries. Giant Sentry. Heavy Attack Sentries. Jocasta, who has the personality of the Wasp, if I remember correctly. The Encephalo-Ray, which is his head beam. Every contingency covered. Reconfigure. Simulate knowledge. The assembly line. I remember one of the big points in the comics is he tries to get a hold of all of Iron Man's suits, which is no bueno. And then, finally, the guy who we don't know as much about because it's Taskmaster, and he is he's not really a supervillain. He's just kind of a bad guy. He's kind of like a henchman for hire. So it's interesting. He's kind of punches a bit lower weight than the rest of these guys. But found by the Avengers, you can see there's Scarlet Witch in the background. But yeah, Captain America's weird-ass look. Solo, who I don't even know who that is. Butterball, the Scarlet Spider clone. Nice. Ben Reilly action. He doesn't have as many iconic villains, heroes as the others. Government work. And then we have his allies. My Anaconda don't. Blood Spider. Oh, he's edgy. Crossbones. Oh, he was in Captain America. That's the bad guy who was in with Hydra. Let's see. Death Shield. Edgy again. Diamondback. The Trainees. Jagged Bow, who's like edgy Hawkeye. Black Ant. Oh, he just has like edgy versions of all the Avengers. Redeploy. Oh, all the ones that are just kind of copies. Conduct exercises. Yeah, he's a trainer. He's a personal trainer, basically. Taskmaster's bow, Taskmaster's shield, Taskmaster's sword. And then he has his lesson plan, his training dummies. So, that is Taskmaster. This is kind of... yeah, I mean, it's more flavorful, but it's kind of still feels kind of cheapy. But yeah, that. Oh, I better put those down beneath. There's that. A bag for the boat for the other thing who need them. So, put that all down, and that is Marvel Villainous. Mm-hmm. Which is currently available. You can get it out. The fun thing about Villainous, about all the Villainous games, is that you can actually play them with each other. As in, you could swap out different villains, different heroes, and just put them all together because they all have different goals. They all interact. They don't necessarily have to work with each other to work. You could have a one-on-one of Thanos versus Maleficent. Or you could have Scar versus Killmonger, or Scar and Killmonger, Scar versus Killmonger versus Ursula versus Ratigan from The Great Mouse Detective. It's all possible. It's all very cool. So, definitely check that out. And I'll have a full review of this as soon as I get a chance to play it. But until then, happy gaming.